everybody. Welcome to Keto and Crime. I'm bringing you a very special little video here um, to highlight what I consider a very heartbreaking story out of China, to be quite honest. 24-year-old Chinese live streamer Pan Xiaoting, and I'm sure I just butchered that name, of the People's Republic of China. She was a mukbang live streamer, and she actually died live on stream earlier this month. This is a story that we're only now getting in the West because of how, clamped down Chinese government has their news organizations, but we are now hearing about it. So it appears that the obesity crisis in China is rapidly catching up with what it is here in the United States. But in any case, this young lady was 24 years old. She had worked as a server in a restaurant and then saw how the mukbangers made all kinds of money. If you don't know what a mukbang is, if you're not familiar with that term, it's basically eating live on camera and usually eating huge amounts of food. And people watch them, send you gifts, that sort of thing. It's really quite an unusual genre, to be honest. But any case, she was a type of streamer that not only regularly ate large quantities of food, but she also did, on video, she also did live streams where she would accept food challenges. And she had recently returned from the hospital after being treated for a stomach rupture from her last eating challenge, and then went immediately to film another one, and it ended up costing her her life. But she was working as a server, saw how much money people could make from mukbanging, and became a full-time mukbanger. Evidently, her parents did kick her out of the house because they did not want her doing that. They feared for her health. So from the money she was receiving, she was able to buy her rent an apartment. You're not allowed to own a home in China, but she was able to rent a house where she could set up and do this full time. So that's what she was doing. In China, you're only allowed to lease property for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You're never allowed to own it. So she was able to lease a home and live there while doing this. It happened July 14th, so almost a week ago. And she died right on stream. I'm not going to show the stream. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. You can find it on the interwebs, I'm sure. But this is kind of a picture of her chin down. She was not a small girl. She weighed 300 kilograms, which translates into about 600 pounds. She was never skinny, according to people that knew her, reports that we've seen, but she was certainly not 600 pounds. She was probably, high 100s, 200, low 200s, and then because of the mukbanging, she gained, essentially doubled her body weight. So that was when her parents tried to step in, but unfortunately she was an adult. She was able to move out and do this full time. But basically, according to reports, this challenge consisted of her eating continuously for 10 hours, and her stomach just ruptured. She, at the time of her autopsy, her abdomen was severely distended, and she had 10 kilograms or 22 pounds of undigested food in her stomach. An average adult that has not stretched out their stomach due to chronic overeating can only hold about a quart of food, and that is the tip-top level. You can hold more if you've consistently stretched your stomach out. It's like a balloon. It will stretch and then deflate, and you can consistently increase the amount of volume, which is how competitive eaters and stuff like that get away with it. People like 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗍, a mukbanger here on YouTube, how they get away with it. Your stomach does stretch where it can hold more, but there are limits to how far a stomach can stretch and contort, and she found her limit. That's a lot of food. I can't even imagine. 22 pounds of food would have to be at least, I'm guessing 30,000 calories, if not more. Because from the type of stuff she's eating here, cake and fried seafood, that kind of thing. She wasn't eating carrots. She could never have held that much carrots. This is all, highly calorically dense kind of foods that she was able to ingest. So yeah, just another notch on the belt of fat acceptance. This craziness that seems to have overtaken us, that we're having such a mental and physical health crisis here in this country and all around the world, it seems, because things that were once full of shame and um, things that you would try not to be are now becoming mainstream, even beyond accepted. They're now celebrated. It's just, I can't even imagine. Um, Evidently, China has put a ban on this kind of material. That is, it's fined to up to 10,000 yen, which is translates to 1,400 American dollars. So she was probably paying a lot of government fines for doing this, but she was still doing it. So evidently, the Chinese government doesn't care enough to actually shut it down. They just want to get money off of it. But anyway, and don't let anybody tell you that China isn't a capitalist system, because they certainly are. Um, anyway, there's an authoritarian capitalist system. But anyway, that's the report. I can't even imagine if you pay somebody who's already 600 pounds to keep eating like that, just outrageous amounts of food. And you're not quite right in the head. I'm guilty of watching mukbangers from time to time. The ones I watch appear to be in good shape and good health, but even that, even I shouldn't even do that. And it's just monetizing and incentivizing very unhealthy behaviors. I wish YouTube would, I don't know, it's such a hard thing between free speech and, but if you really want to protect people, the terms of service of most of these platforms say that self-destructive content will not be tolerated, but yet this stuff exists online. So yeah, we need to rethink our priorities, I suppose. But anyway, just a very tragic story, and a crime in that was breaking the law in China, and also the fact that it's just, even though I know it's play stupid games, win stupid prizes, but still, what was going on in this young lady's head to think that the only way she could get ahead was to do this to herself? I mean, that's a crime in itself. Anyway, I wanted to bring this to you. My thoughts and prayers go out to this girl's family. Anyway, until next time, keto and crime.